I would suggest starting with a big hook. That's a size 12, but I like to put something very fuzzy on the back end just so that we have a little bit of movement. So you take this little cluster of fibers and tie them in very short. Now this is one of the lucky moose, and it's a moose mane. This is what we create the body with. So I've brought my thread forward, tie the moose mane in about 2/3 of the way, but 1/3 back, and just wrap the thread over top, right back to where the tail is, and learn how to adjust your vise so the hook doesn't slip. Now, this is moose mane. I think it's porous, but it floats. And we'll talk about using the fly later on. Okay, I put a little half hitch on there because I'm going to take advantage of the rotary vise. It's strong enough, as long as I don't hit the barb of the hook, I can create the body of this fly. Put a couple of half hitches on there, because what we're going to do is set this part of the fly aside. The moose mane is not fragile, but it's fragile enough that after 1 or 2 fish, it's going to be gone. So what I do is I put a coat of cement over top of that mane and then set it aside to dry. Now on a size 12 hook, I use probably two strands of peacock herl. I like to tie the peacock herl in by the tips or shortly back. This helps the barbules to flare. And we need a little bit of antron. This becomes the feelers that stick out the front of the insect when it's hatching. Don't come too far forward because you want to finish your head underneath there. Lift the yarn out of the way and wrap and wrap and wrap until you've got a nice small but green head, and then whip finish. Now I've left that yarn on a little on the long side for a reason. Because what you want to do, grab a hold of it and clip it nice and short. When these critters are in the water, they're suspended vertical, just like that. So your leader has to have an open loop so that it dangles in the water. And then that trout comes along and sucks it in. When you use a very fine wire hook, you don't have to set the hook per se. It'll grab on its own. If you use a heavy wire hook, of course, it's going to sink further.